everyone, I'm going to teach you about the lecture I attended, which is called Baseball and Physics. You can observe a lot by watching, by Professor Alan Nathan. It deeply analyzed the collision that occurs when the baseball hits the bat. And this topic really interested me because I love sports, and getting to learn like the deep scientific facts behind sports, just you don't learn very often, and seeing how complex it was very interesting. And it's going along with the collisions we were learning about in class and on the last test was also helpful. So one thing I already knew when coming into the lecture was about the sweet spot of the bat, which is where the ball hits the bat and it takes the least amount of energy to make that ball go the farthest, compared to hitting on the inside or outside of the bat, which really distorts the direction and energy that's transferred when the ball hits the bat. And going along with that, I learned the difference between aluminum and wood bats, which always was interesting to me. And I found out that aluminum is a lot more efficient because there's less mass, so there's a greater velocity and it's easier to control. And because of the less amount of mass, there cause for a bigger vibration when the ball hits the bat, which causes the trampoline effect, causing the ball to travel farther because of the greater vibrations. And going along with the bat speed, I'm going to tell you about the batted ball speed, which tells you the speed of the ball after the ball hits the bat. So, my friend, I'm going to teach you and my friend about the batted ball speed. So, you have the collision efficiency, which is Q, which is normally around 0.2. So it's more inelastic than elastic. And that is multiplied by the velocity of the pitch. And then you add that to 1 plus the collision efficiency again times the velocity of the bat. So the velocity of the bat matters a lot more than the velocity of the pitch. And Q really depends on how the bounciness of the ball, and the location that the ball hits the bat. So that's batted ball speed. I also learned about, different ways of throwing the ball, and one that really stood out to me was the knuckleball. And I found out that it's not dependent on spin, it's dependent on how the air hits the seams. It's really unpredictable. It can really hit anywhere. It depends on the wind. So there's something about pitching that I didn't know about. I also learned that grip doesn't matter. And that's because by the time the ball hits the barrel, by the time the vibrations meet the barrel, the collision is already over. So where your hands don't even really have to be on the bat. So we discovered in one video someone showed, they just hit it far enough out with the right direction. When it hit the barrel, like his hands were off of it, and it made for a beautiful, amazing hit. I think it was a home run. So grip doesn't matter either. And then coming out of the lecture, something the professor didn't really talk about was the players in the outfield, and the different ways they catch the balls, whether they catch it in the air or the ball bounces on the ground, and then they have to retrieve it there after the bounce. So my question was which is more efficient? Because there's a greater force when it just hits the glove, so then there's more energy at one time, so it's going to be harder to get it back out and throw, compared to when you pick it up off the ground, then there's a better transfer of energy there. So which one's better? You'll have to tell me. Thanks for watching.